All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and let's talk about how to lose a tech in less than 15 minutes. All right, so this story comes from my boss and one of his friends that owns a shop. And it is not a pleasant story. So let's get to the story. Customer brings in a 90s era Jaguar with electrical issues. I mean, we already see a problem right there. You know, electrical issues on a 90s era Jaguar are going to be problematic. So problematic car, and well, obviously, you know, probably a customer that is just as problematic. So the repairs are done. Don't know exactly what issues were resolved or weren't resolved. But anyway, the customer talking to the service writer says, I want to talk to the technician that worked on my car. Goes, gets the technician. Now it's a younger kid, not, you know, a baby, but, you know, not, you know, an old freaking a-hole like me. The customer proceeds to spend 15 to 20 minutes berating this kid. The service writer does absolutely nothing for 15 to 20 minutes. The technician promptly quits. Lots of issues in this story. One, a shop taking in a 90s era Jaguar with electrical issues, and the customer that goes along with that car. There's just cars that are just not worth messing with. They just lose money for the shop, lose money for the technician, and no matter what, the customer is never happy because they had to spend money on a 90s era Jaguar. But let's get back to the failures of that service writer. One, a service writer's a people person. They're supposed to be able to read a person. That's kind of their job. He should have never brought that technician in front of that customer. Ever, period. He's the front line. He should be the one dealing with that customer. He said, no, he's busy. You know, what do you need to know? What do you know, yada, yada, yada. He should never have that technician talk to that customer. Now, the technician was not mouthing off or anything like that. He quietly took 15 to 20 minutes of berating. Getting cussed out for 20 minutes. A lot of people would have resulted in, well, going to jail. Just, you know, saying he restrained himself. He took, you know, getting yelled at, and then promptly quit. For good reason. Shop management should never, ever let that happen for many reasons. Not getting into the management failure of bringing in that kind of junk, because, again, you're not making money on that. You're losing money. Customer's going to be pissed, probably give you a bad review. Any of the technicians in this shop, if that was going on and the service writers were not stopping it, I would have put a stop to it. I would have been polite, but I would have not let anyone talk to any of my guys or any of the guys downstairs like that. Now, my service writers, I know, would not let that happen. There's a reason this industry has service writers. Technicians generally aren't, you know, we're a little gruff. You know, stereotypically, we're a little gruff. We might be a little blue in the language, and, you know, some of the stuff we say might not be appropriate for saying to a customer. Shut the hell up, I'm done, you know, yada, yada, yada. So lots of failings in this story. There's reasons to limit what you take in as a shop. Taking everything and anything will result in the shop losing money if you don't charge appropriately, if the customer isn't aware of those charges, which most times when people take in those kind of vehicles, very poorly, you know, explain that, oh, this is going to be really expensive. You sure you want us to mess with this? Because we're going to charge you up then. And then the service writer even thinking of bringing a technician up there, not stopping that. That's one of the biggest failings right there, is the service writer should have stepped in, stopped that immediately, told the technician to go back, go do some work, and then dealt with that. Who's much better trained to deal with that than a technician. Let's be honest, most service writers have had some sort of sales training and know how to deal with hostile customers. Most technicians rarely do. So, if you're a shop owner, take a lesson from this. Now, keep in mind the story is, told to me by my boss, so there might be other issues involved, but figured it was a good lesson for a lot of people in understanding that that's just not what you do. So as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.